Shroud is actually 516,000 people.
516,000, yeah. But I mean, if you look at today, even he had a fraction of that. He had 136,000.
Yeah, and I mean, like, obviously, I wouldn't expect the dude to hold up 500,000 viewers the whole time.
Yeah, but then again, if you look at like when T1 came back, that first week that he came back, right? Like he shattered that record that Ninja did.
Yeah. Let me see if I can...
Tyler 1 had like 530,000 concurrent viewers. What was Shroud playing though? Probably has something to do with it.
Valorant. Which, I mean, it makes sense. You know, it makes sense. But I mean, if you have somebody like Shroud, streaming Valorant, and he's back on Twitch again. That's why I said, like, I understand. 516,000, more than 500,000 people watching his stream. And I mean, I'm talking about that, but I mean, Doc was also Dr. Disrespect, which I mean, I assume, you know, you guys know some of it, but just in case you don't, he had a stream where he ended abruptly. Like it was very odd the way he ended that stream. He seemed really sad, really stressed, really just like, I don't know, where he's like, fuck.
Yeah, it was very suspicious.
Yeah, exactly. And so following that, he got banned. He had his first stream the other day on YouTube, because now he's on YouTube. And after he did very well as well, and that's another thing I was going to get to. He's after like silence for what was it, like a month, even something like that.
Yeah.
The
it was
guy
like
just
maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah, the guy just comes back and he just starts like leaking little things here and there about how he's you know, how he's coming back, and he's like, you Twitch didn't deserve me. I mean, hey, listen, I'm a sucker for any like cyberpunk or like synth wave music, so I appreciated the music. All right, I'm not dogging on the music. I thought it sounded
pretty dope. Yeah. I mean, then again, Doc's production is insane.
You know, these numbers are crazy for sure. I don't think anybody expects them to stay. Like, I don't even know. Do you think Doc is going to stay extremely relevant through YouTube? Because I don't know.
Personally, I think he's going to end up signing to Brime.
The thing with Brine or Brime, I don't listen. I don't remember.
With an M.
But they were, if I remember correctly, they're like a really, really, really small company. And like people, like it just so happened, like they were smart. Whoever the hell works for them was super smart in how they advertised it. I don't know if it's going to work out, or if it's going to work out in any relevant way for them.
Yeah, it's not going to like springboard them or anything. But if Doc is smart and he like tries to have a contract with them, even if it's for like 5% of the company, to just have Doc be like exclusively on that site. I think it would do good for both parties.
I don't see Doc really trying to have an ownership stake in a random company, like a random streaming company.
Well, I mean, I just think that it would be smart for Brime if like that were to happen.
Oh well, no, for sure. If they were able to do that, that'd be insane. I mean, like, you have like Drake who owns who has an ownership stake or whatever in 100 Thieves, and that was a huge thing for them. Like that was a ginormous thing.
Did you hear about what was going on with Pokemon?
No.
There's like a boomer YouTuber named Leafy is here.
Oh no.
Yeah, and
Leafy.
So like they've been going back and forth for a really, like, I don't know, I think it was like a week straight. And now Pokemon is taking a month off streaming.
What?
And this is all happening like as the Leafy videos are coming out.
Wow.
And now supposedly one of her like moderators in chat leaked that she has a boyfriend, and she's losing a fuck ton of subs. Like it's going downhill.
Back to what you were talking about before with Doc. I really want to know what happened. I really want to know what happened.
Yeah, because I mean, you and millions of other people.
Well, sure.
And the sad truth is, like, we'll never know.
Well,
he doesn't even know, or he claims to not know.
Listen. I enjoy his content. I do. I really do. Okay, I really enjoy his content, but like, I don't know that he doesn't know. You know, how is it you just signed a huge contract, a multi-million, I don't know the exact amount.
It was an absurd number.
It was fucking insane. Like, you could listen, you watching, guys, you could put your family, you could buy all your family's homes 10 times over and their fucking descendants and still be loaded with cash.
Yeah. Like, that's how big the number was.
But point being, you don't sign I don't see it signing a huge contract with Twitch where it's like this celebrity status kind of situation. If you work really hard, you can get affiliate. If you work even harder, you can get partnered. If you know, but to actually have a contract with Twitch that is like they're buying your exclusivity, you know, like a football player or like a basketball player, like that's insane. And you're gonna tell me that like you don't have a contact at Twitch or something? They just banned you out of nowhere.
It was really interesting. They did that whole doc deal, because of Mixer, right? And like you had two really popular streamers from Twitch go to Mixer. And I think they signed that deal with Doc to stay relevant, and then Mixer shut down, and then they were like, all right, what's like the only legal way to get out of this deal was to ban him. And then that would terminate their contract.
What would he have done?
Nothing.
What could they have twisted?
I mean, realistically, he might have not done anything. The interesting thing is, though, if you look back at the video of him before his last stream, his entire like demeanor changed, which means that he knew that he was getting banned. Like
100%, he knew something. He knew something.
And if you're getting notified like before your stream even ends, something was wrong. Like he had to have done something. For him to stay relevant, he's gonna have to really grind.
I mean, and again, it being Doc, I don't doubt he's got an insane group of people that work with him, and you know, shout out to Alex. You know, Alex, if you want to edit some of our videos, dude, please, hey, let me know.
Hit us up, dude. Hit us up. I mean, some people would also argue that YouTube is an easier platform for him to get viewers, because Twitch and Twitch culture is pretty niche. But like, I feel like everybody like generally knows what YouTube is. So I mean, you never know.
And he actually hit 500. What was it, like maybe 506?
506,000.
Yeah, 506,000 his first stream on YouTube. I watched it. I actually watched the because I thought it was interesting what he did. He streamed the day prior. I'm sitting there. I'm literally sitting there washing my clothes on the second floor of the building, and I'm like, oh boy, Doc's gonna stream. Let's see what's happening. I want to see I want the hype, you know, and then and like I'm seeing these like the donations and memberships pouring in, and
he baits
out of nowhere, dude. An hour into the stream,
he's just like, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know, it is what it is.
Imagine like the nerve to just bait. Well, I think he had like 180K viewers.
He didn't completely bait everybody. Like he did I think mention it on one of his social media platforms, but regardless, the fact still stands that like there were at least, I don't know, there had to be at least like 50,000 people that didn't know that this was a stream. He
did like a tweet, right? And the tweet was like, I'll be streaming as soon as today.
Yeah,
was that like
something like that? So at least be like, I mean, I guess you could say that.
Everybody got baited. It was a real.
But another thing, kind of as a segue, and even Doc, like I think literally, what was it, like maybe 30 minutes ago, I had seen a video of his with the game that everybody's playing now, which is Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys, dude. Fall Guys is actually popping off.
2 million Steam sales in a little bit more than 5 days.
It's Mario Party meets like a battle royale. It currently has 121,000 players right now.
Yeah, from what I've seen, I can see that comparison. I can definitely see that comparison where it's like it's one of those types of the games.
It's very kooky.
But $20, that's interesting, especially in the
It's
market
kinda-
that we.
I think it's a little steep personally.
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Looks cool, you know, fun
Mhm.
to play with friends and stuff. I don't know if this is like a feature around the whole, like if this is a thing for everyone or just people haven't bothered to, but it seems like everybody's names are like generic. Like you don't really change your names.
You have the ability to change your name, but I think like once you just like log in and like you create your account and just log in, it gives you like a really kooky name, like fried cheese, like just some random name.
I mean, I think it's interesting though. So if that is the case, where you can't change your name, if that is the case, there's like some sort of anonymity aspect to it. So like, you don't have to worry about if you're a streamer or a content creator of any kind, like people noticing you immediately.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I mean, even just the gameplay, it's odd to me that like that is what's blowing up right now.
well, I mean, if you look at like the past like 20 releases that like really gained some traction, they were all battle royale games.
The other thing is isn't it? It's free for like
PlayStation
like,
Plus. Is
yeah,
free,
for
it's free
PlayStation
right
Plus.
now for
It's free.
PlayStation Plus.
And that's the other thing that I'm like. That's why I think it's curious, or I think it's interesting that in this market where almost everything is free to play, you got every like almost every multiplayer game, right, is free to play, and you just have like a free to play model set up through the store and everything, which I have no clue if they do have a store. I know they have a costume pack.
They have like a battle pass and like costume packs. Yeah.
Okay. So it really is just like
it's
a battle royale, but then you also like add in it's $20 by the way to just to get into it.
It's $20.
But do they charge? That's the other question is like, do they charge you for the battle pass?
I think the battle pass is free. And then they have skin packs and like you could be like a hot dog and like
and like I said, I know that there's like a food pack if you buy it on Steam. You can buy it with the and it's like $30. So I mean, hey, if you guys are looking to get into that game,
it's really
$30. Yeah, $30 you get everything. There's players that have figured out how to speed hack, which I'm like, dude. I mean, it always blows my mind. Just like when it was going on with Valorant too. You know, Valorant, like with Riot, they talked so much about the anti-cheats and everything, but you know, like obviously, if people enjoy a game, people are gonna learn how to hack it. Like it's gonna 100%. Happen.
Hacking in a game like Fall Guys is just kind of a waste of time because the game is so like I feel like there's not really
like just a really lighthearted game.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Like it's not really like a skill-driven game as much as it is just, you know, you and your 3 friends just hop into like this battle royale, like last man standing. Mario.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, it's not that you're saying that like it doesn't require skill. It's just that's not the. It's not the main point.
The main point.
Right.
You know
exactly.
You could run up behind people, like hug them from behind, and like yeet them.
Oh my!
And just throw them off the map.
You know
what?
It's terrible. Who knows? We'll see how things go. I might get that game and might stream it. We'll see. I feel like it'd be interesting. Man, these are some cool topics, but then I'm like. Oh man, there's a lot of screwed up shit going on in the world.
There's a lot of terrible shit going on.
How do you feel about the schools being reopened?
Horrible. 5 months ago, the United States closed down all of the schools and they kept colleges open. And we were at 2,000 cases in the United States. And we're now thinking about reopening all of our schools in September.
Yeah.
At 2 million cases. Well, it's 5 million US wide, right? So we want to send kids who will sit there and gnaw on desks and lick windows because they're 5-year-old little silly goose kids and they're expected to keep masks on and to stay 6 feet apart. It's just not going to happen.
Well, that, and then, you know, also in the South in Georgia, you know, people do not care do not care.
Oh yeah, nobody.
And the majority of people, at least, they don't care. Like it was that the Paulding County girl. You know, she just took all she did was just take some pictures. If I'm playing devil's advocate, I understand it made them look bad, and from their position, like they don't want trouble. But it's like, obviously, if you care more about not being in some like trouble or doing something horrible to the rest of the people and innocent children, by the way, not just innocent children, but their families and everything, you know, so on and so forth, I feel like you shouldn't be in that job or in that position. And that's the problem. I think the superintendent of that, like, I think it was of that area of the schools, he was like, of the school district, sorry, he said that it's like, what was it? That it made them look bad. It was out of context.
It hurt their image.
Yeah, and it's like, brother, the fact that you're concerned with that, yeah, the fact that you're concerned with that over the fact that, like, you know, it's insanity. Nobody cares.
It's actually crazy that nobody cares. You know? And they're giving parents an option to keep their kids home for the first 8 weeks of school reopening. To do homeschooling, and then after those 8 weeks they could then decide to continue homeschool or to put them back into public schooling. But I just find it super interesting if they're gonna give you like the opportunity to just homeschool for the first 8 weeks, why are they opening schools?
I mean, like I said, I agree. And listen,
crazy.
Coming from a dude with a full beard, like, you know, like, I mean, obviously there's people with bigger beards. I'm not trying to say I got the biggest beard, but like, I got a full beard, right? It's okay to wear a mask. You can find big enough masks.
It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you.
And I'm a fat guy, okay? I'm a fat guy, and I got a full beard. It's okay. It's okay.
My grandmother is on oxygen, and she has emphysema, and she can wear a mask, and it doesn't bother her.
If she can wear a mask, so can you.
There's zero reason. There's zero reasons. And we shouldn't be sending them back to school.
And like I said, you know, there's a lot of people that have complaints about masks and such. And I mean, I think there was also a fashion designer, a clothing designer that even she came out and tried to make a video of this. Not that it probably reached many of the people who do not want to wear the masks. Most of the people that are in her reach, I think, probably do want to wear masks. But it's a fashion accessory. Not to shamelessly plug, but here's a shameless plug, right? Like the merch store down in the Twitch panels, or if you're watching it on YouTube, description. There's a Teddey mask, and I ordered my mask because I'm like, yo, this is gonna be another way to just, you know, like, firstly show off whatever you think is cool, or if you made one, because there's a lot of people that like to make stuff at home, you know, show off your own artwork or show off, you know, like, this is just really cool.
It's like wearing a hat.
I think that I think there's a lot that you can maybe use as an excuse, but when you really think about it, there's not really a good excuse for not wearing one. Speaking of terrible stuff, you know, very unfortunate, the whole thing that happened in Beirut.
Beirut. It's terrible. So many like interesting things are like coming up. People were talking like that there were nuclear weapon testings. There was talk of like Iran had something to do with it. Fireworks. Like, I don't think even right now, like currently, I don't think that we have like a clear answer of what it was actually. 300,000 people are now homeless in Beirut during a pandemic.
Because of and because of the explosion. That's horrible. Oh my gosh. I cannot imagine the poor people, like those poor people and what they're going through. But like windows shattered just miles away. Miles away, like, mind you, windows shattered. So I'm not talking about like right in front of it, by the way.
There was like in a 7-block radius, it was just nothing there. Yeah. Like, it just wiped away everything. Like,
it's horrible.
That's fucking wild.
I will say, to the other thing that you mentioned, you know, I don't know how much I buy a lot of the theories that, like, you know, nuclear stuff. Like, I think that there was actually at least one politician, actually, the leader of one of the parties in the country, that died in that explosion.
Along with, like, there was also like 30 scientists out of the 200 that also died.
Oh man. You think that there's a possibility, just because I don't know the inner politics of what's going on in the country, that it has to do, might have to do with some group of people that are angry. That is something that happens in our world, where there are people that when they're angry and they hate another group of people, they will do horrendous subhuman like things to those people.
It was the two buildings, and the one exploded as like a little chain reaction thing. But it just goes to like what was in that building. We have
It was sitting there for like 6 years, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was just stagnant for 6 years, and then at a kaboom. Like for all we know, like one like anarchist could have started a fire.
I mean, it's horrible, horrible what happened over there. I cannot imagine what it is like to be any single one of the persons that had to go through that whole tragedy.
I mean, it's horrible to even think about.
Then we had the whole thing with Uber, right? The whole thing that's going on.
Their CEO is too stingy to have their drivers classified as full-time employees. They're thinking about closing their California branch down because he just doesn't want to pay the extra money.
Is that where they're at right now?
Yeah, they're talking about closing the California and San Francisco area branch completely down until they could figure out what they want to do, because the CEO doesn't want to make them full-time employees, because then you need benefits and all this other stuff.
Right. From what I've heard, it seems like there is a bit of like gray shades here, right? From what I hear, it doesn't seem like it's black and white for most people.
It's not very black and white, but it kind of like boils down to they would have to change like their inner workings of how it works.
You give up a lot of freedoms if you're classified as a full-time employee, not to mention that they would have to let a lot of people go if they made them full-time employees, which is, why would they even do that then? What would be the point? Is their perspective? You have so many people who do it as like a side job. It's a side hustle. You've got plenty of people that just do it for a couple hours or whatever, a week when they're not working, and they just drive around and make some extra cash.
It's the best job for a drug dealer.
I mean, true. It is. I think that the ruling was now that they have to classify them as full-time employees.
There were a handful of people that were putting in like 32 hours in a week, and like you can't do that and be a part-time employee. So like the Better Business Bureau, I'm sure, is up their ass. Uber is giving its customers the option to avoid small talk during their ride. The Uber app now allows passengers to select quiet preferred option. That's excellent.
That's great. Dude, listen, I was thinking of being an Uber driver when I got a car. I'm screwed now. Screwed now. It's funny. It's really funny. Tell the guy
to shut up and you get in his car.
We did want to give you guys like at the end,
a little treat.
Yeah, a couple things that we think are pretty cool. If you haven't seen them, which some of them are not new and you might have seen them, it's all good. We're calling it Slacker's Choice.
Slacker's Choice.
Yeah, Slacker's Choice.
It's really good.
But if you guys have seen it, please let us know what you think of the movie. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Really good movie.
Wow. Yeah. That was an insane movie. Next in that line, we got Binging with Babish, the Paunch Burger from Parks and Rec.
Great show.
Which just from that I know it's a great show. That's what I was gonna say. But the burger and the chili cheese fries that this man made.
It got you.
You see my eyes. You diddle. You see my eyes too, right?
I am looking at you, dude. Yeah.
Amazing. If you can recreate it at home, you have to. Okay.
Well, you can make any recipe that Babish makes, man.
I just mean if people have the supplies currently, make it. Hey, go out and get shit with your mask on.
Wear a mask.
With your mask on. For the esports fans, that likes esports.
Any league esports
fans. Any league esports fans, yeah. League. Yep. The LCS Summer Playoffs teaser that came out, what was it, like 2 days ago? Great production, despite everybody being inside and having to stay at home. It was great. It was really great. You guys should check it out. After that, we got a Netflix YouTube video, the High Seas episode from Our Planet. It's really great. You should check it out. It's basically what I like about it is they try to mix it up. Like there's an awareness of what's going on in the world and how, like how these problems affect us, but also just show you so much about sea life. I love the ocean. I love like learning about the ocean and the life in it. I think it's great. Last thing in our Slacker's Choice section, courtesy of Ditto, Dr. Disrespect. We talked about him earlier. He asked to design, what was it, a Rogue Company map?
So Rogue Company is essentially like, imagine a third-person Valorant that's being developed by
okay.
Hi-Rez Studios. It's currently a buy-to-play beta test. It's going to launch as a free-to-play game. Dr. Disrespect tweeted at them, at Rogue Company, asking if he can develop a map. And Rogue Company said, "You're really old and you haven't developed a map since the 90s. Are you sure you can do it?"
Oh,
and
boy.
Dr. Disrespect basically responded with bet, and Rogue Company said you have 24 hours.
With that said, we thank all of you guys for the support. So much support just for this like test episode. Big old fatty high cholesterol heart. All right. Please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like, help out with the YouTube algorithm.
The little notification bell.
That's right. And share it with your buds if you think it's something cool they might like. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.
Later.